So I would like to start by calling on the presentation from Cameco Corporation on the Port Hope conversion facility as outlined in CMD 16H 8.1a. I understand that Mr. Clark will make the presentation. The floor is yours.
Thank you. So for the record, my name is Dale Clark. I'm Vice President of Cameco's Fuel Services Division, and I sat at this table for the relicensing hearing 5 years ago as the General Manager of the Port Hope Conversion Facility. On behalf of Cameco, I welcome the Commission to Port Hope and Northumberland County. We not only work here, but most of us live here, play here, and are raising our families here. Holding these hearings in Northumberland County gives our community and even Cameco employees the opportunity to participate in and better appreciate the relicensing process. So whether you have been here before or this is your first occasion for a visit, I hope you have time to take in this beautiful community and see why we are very proud to be here. Collectively, the people who sit at the tables in front of you today have more than 100 years of experience in various industrial settings, much of it in the nuclear industry. As a chemical engineer, I managed large chemical manufacturing facilities in the US, the UK, and Estonia before joining Cameco in 2008. In a moment, I'll turn the presentation over to Mr. Dave Ingalls, the current General Manager of the conversion facility. Also a chemical engineer, Dave first joined Cameco in 1994 as a co-op student while studying at the University of Waterloo. Prior to becoming General Manager, Dave was Director of Compliance and Licensing for the Fuel Services Division. To introduce the others sitting here, Liam Mooney has been Cameco's Vice President of Safety, Health, Environment, Quality, and Regulatory Relations for more than 5 years. Liam received his Juris Doctor degree from the University of Saskatchewan in 1998 and joined Cameco as a Senior Legal Advisor in 2005. Rebecca Peters is Superintendent Special Projects for the Fuel Services Division and is responsible for regulatory relationships, licensing, environmental assessment, and implementation of standards and regulatory documents. Rebecca holds a Master's of Science in Toxicology and held a teaching position at the University of Ontario Institute of Technology prior to joining Cameco in 2005. Shane Watson is Cameco's Program Manager for the Vision in Motion project. A professional engineer, Shane has been with Cameco for 10 years and is leading the planning, development, and execution of this large-scale cleanup and remediation project being undertaken at the conversion facility site. These individuals and their experiences are important assets to ensure Cameco continues to operate safe, clean, and reliable operations, and I'm very proud to call them colleagues. Thank you again for being here, and I will now turn things over to Dave Ingalls.
Thank you, Dale, and members of the Commission. For the record, my name is Dave Ingalls, and as Dale mentioned, I am the General Manager of the conversion facility and responsible for all elements of its operation. To complement the details provided in our application, Commission members' documents, and other submissions, I am pleased to provide the Commission with a high-level overview of our strong operating performance and commitment to the future of our operation and community. Before we start, I'd like to give you a brief description of my facility's operations. The Port Hope Conversion Facility supplies the world's reactor fleet with uranium conversion services needed to generate one of the cleanest sources of electricity available today. We receive nuclear-grade uranium trioxide for conversion to either uranium hexafluoride or uranium dioxide. UF6 is exported internationally for further processing and is used in light water reactors around the world. Cameco's UF6 conversion facility is one of only 2 such plants in North America and one of only 3 in the Western world. UF6 production represents 80% of our licensed production capacity. We are also licensed to produce ceramic-grade UO2, which represents 20% of our licensed production capacity. Our site plays a prominent role in providing clean energy, producing 20% of the world's UF6 conversion capacity here in Port Hope. One UF6 cylinder provides enough fuel to power a city of 90,000 people for an entire year. To put that into perspective, that's enough fuel to power every home, business, school, doctor's office, and hospital in a community the size of Northumberland County. Our UO2 plant is the world's only commercial supplier of UO2 conversion services for CANDU nuclear reactors. This means that fuel processed here is in every CANDU reactor in the country, accounting for approximately 60% of all power generated in Ontario and 15% of all power generated in Canada. We are very pleased to share with you and the community the progress we have made during the license period. The conversion facility currently has a 5-year operating license that is set to expire at the end of February 2017. As you have seen in our application, we are requesting a 10-year license renewal and minimal changes to our activities. Our request is to maintain the current production limits of 2,800 tons uranium as UO2 and 12,500 tons uranium as UF6 with a daily limit of 45 tons. We also request that the CNSC continue to authorize Cameco to process and store various natural, depleted, and enriched uranium compounds. Additionally, we are asking that references to old production activities be removed from our license conditions. This would include removal of references to the North UO2 plant as a UO2 production facility, the removal of references to the metals plant and metals production as an activity authorized under the license. Currently, Cameco is authorized to carry out cleanup, decontamination, demolition, and remediation activities, including those related to the Vision in Motion project. However, we are requesting that these activities that are within the site's current licensing basis be described in our license conditions handbook. With respect to our 10-year license, our reason for requesting a longer license term is twofold. First, our strong operating performance in all safety and control areas demonstrates our ability to consistently carry out future activities safely and reliably. Second, a 10-year license period allows us to effectively implement the Vision in Motion project, which will make significant improvements to our waste management and environmental protection programs. Finally, Cameco is requesting approval of an updated financial guarantee submitted as part of our preliminary decommissioning plan. The guarantee, which is an increase of $26.9 million to a total of $128.6 million, is based on the cost estimate that was updated in 2015 in accordance with CSA standards and guidelines and accepted by CNSC staff in 2016. I am proud to have the opportunity to discuss the basis for these licensing requests. Our facility has demonstrated strong performance over the current license period, confirming that we are qualified to carry out the activities permitted under our operating license. Cameco is delivering on its commitments to maintain safe operations that protect the health and safety of our employees and the public. We have demonstrated ongoing environmental responsibility and have been effective at maintaining reliable operations while meeting security requirements and safeguards obligations. Today I will elaborate on how we have performed in key areas and discuss our commitment to the future of both the site and the community. Within the requested license period of 10 years, we will continue our current licensed activities and carry out Vision in Motion. This project will make significant improvements to the site and deliver on our commitment to end the history of legacy waste left by the former operations of El Dorado Nuclear. We place a high value on public engagement as demonstrated by the extensive public consultation process undertaken under the Vision in Motion planning stages. Our transparent public information program has helped us earn the community's support for our operations. As one of the most trusted sources of information about our operations, hundreds of Cameco employees volunteer in the community to build important partnerships and lasting relationships. We believe that the fundamental element of a safe, clean, and reliable operation is a comprehensive and well-established worker protection program. Cameco's safety, health, environment, and quality policy and corporate health and safety program provide direction for site programs and procedures. 5 key principles and beliefs drive the health and safety programs. That safety is our first priority, that we are all accountable for safety, that safety is part of everything that we do, that safety leadership is critical to Cameco, and that we are a learning organization. While compliant with all safety and health-related regulatory requirements, we have established shared safety objectives, implemented corporate standards, and continue to improve ways to assess and manage risk. Through our Cameco incident reporting system, we capture significant safety incidents and see them through to the verification of completed corrective actions. In the next few slides, I will give details behind what I call safety highlights during the license period. I believe these best exemplify the spirit of how we have lived up to our principles and how our people have gone above and beyond to contribute to our strong performance. In my view, Cameco's employees are the best in the industry. The strides we have made at our facility are only possible through the hard work of our people. It is their dedication to excellence and a commitment to safe, clean, and reliable operations that are reflected in each accomplishment we share today. A great example is what we call our safety charter. The Conversion Facilities Safety Charter is a document that expresses our collective sense of safety values and direction and our general commitments to health and safety. It was created by the employees for all employees. It is used as a cornerstone for health and safety planning and permeates our work ethic on site and ideally at home as well. The Charter has been endorsed by the Conversion Facilities employees and is displayed in our main lobby for everyone to review. The Charter states in part, "I will watch out for my co-workers as I would my own family. I will agree to work safely and to look out for the safety of my fellow worker. And I believe if I speak out, I can make a difference." This is a great source of pride for our organization and a foundational step on our journey to continually improve health and safety. In another step on our safety improvement journey, we established what we call the CSSC, or Conversion Safety Steering Committee. The CSSC is representative of all employees from all areas of the facility. The committee reviews and discusses matters involving occupational health and safety policies, procedures, and programs. What sets it apart from our previous, more traditional approach is the creation of safety subcommittees. Focusing on proactive improvements, the subcommittees ensure greater site involvement. With all employees involved, every safety incident is investigated without delay. A CSSC member is involved in every investigation and documents all investigations and corrective actions in our Cameco incident reporting system. Our site has also celebrates proactive safety improvements called safety wins. Employees proactively identified, resolved, and celebrated more than 250 safety wins in just the last 2 years. The CSSC and our employee-led approach to safety encourage cooperation and have created a more unified and proactive approach to safety. Creating the CSSC and the Safety Charter were important steps for our organization. Under our license, we are required to have a management system that establishes the processes and programs required to ensure the conversion facility operates safely, continuously monitors its performance, and fosters a healthy safety culture. In November of 2015, we underwent a detailed safety culture assessment. This gathered and analyzed our employees' perceptions of the gap between their expectations for safety and their experience. Overall, the assessment indicated our safety culture is improving. As you can see on this slide, employees identified several high-level strengths. Other key findings indicated we should increase our focus on human performance, ensure employees are held accountable for their actions, and ensure we are consistently reinforcing high standards at all times. In response to these findings, we have developed an action plan. This feedback tells us that we are going in the right direction. It tells us that our actions are translating into meaningful impacts on our employees. Not only are employees confident we all share in a commitment to safety, but they know they can get involved in finding solutions. We have the foundation of a good safety culture, and our strengths set the stage for us to take it to the next level. To further enhance evaluation of our safety program, we measure our total recordable incident rate, or TRIR. TRIR is a tool to measure the frequency of less severe injuries in the workplace. This is developed by calculating the number of incidents requiring medical treatment or restricted work per 100 employees per year. This allows us to compare safety performance year over year and identify areas for improvement. The lower our TRIR, the better the safety performance. As this slide shows, our TRIR has decreased 58% since 2012. With this significant drop in TRIR, we are confident the focus on safety has dramatically improved safety performance during the current license period. On a final note on safety, thanks to the efforts of our employees, I'm proud to share recognition we received both internally and externally. During the license period, we have had our safest years of operation ever recorded at the facility. In 2013, our employees were recognized for their safety performance with the corporate Mary Jean Mitchell Green Safety Award, presented annually to a Cameco site in recognition of its safety performance. In 2015, United Steelworkers Locals 8562 and 13173 were honored at the Steelworkers National Health, Safety, and Environment Conference with the A.Q. Evans Award for outstanding accomplishments in occupational health and safety. This demonstrates the strength of a shared commitment between our management and our union to work collaboratively on keeping safety as our highest priority. Our ultimate goal is 0 injuries. Until there are no injuries to any employee on the job, we will always strive to be better. Another important element of our safety operations is our robust radiation protection program. During the current license period, we have not exceeded any CNSC limits with respect to radiation protection. This slide shows the total effective dose to our employees. The total effective dose consists of 3 components: external whole body dose, internal dose to the lung, and internal dose to the kidney. The red line indicates the annual regulatory dose limit for employees, specifically nuclear energy workers, or NEWs. The annual effective dose received by NEWs at the conversion facility remains well below the regulatory limit. The highest annual maximum dose to an employee was 7 millisieverts, which is 14% of the regulatory limit. The average total effective dose to NEWs was approximately 2% of the regulatory limit. From an environmental perspective, we have also made significant improvements during the license period. Through our environmental protection program, we identify, control, and monitor all releases of radioactive and hazardous substances and effects on the environment as a result of license activities to ensure we meet applicable provincial and federal requirements. Air emissions monitoring consists of source and ambient monitoring. Routine source sampling is ongoing and includes sampling of the main UF6 and UO2 stacks. Over the course of this license period, we have reduced UF6 stack emissions by more than 50%. The maximum emissions at the site are a small fraction, 9%, of the site's license limit. These results were in large part due to the installation of HEPA filters and a new scrubber, which was recognized company-wide with the 2015 Cameco Environmental Leadership Award. Emissions at the UO2 plant are continuously monitored. The maximum uranium emissions from the main stack at the UO2 plant were a small fraction of the license limit during the license period. Ambient air and terrestrial monitoring programs supported the stack sampling program. Results of this monitoring were a small fraction of the applicable federal and/or provincial objectives, guidelines, and criteria. We are proud to be the only conversion facility in the world that, to our knowledge, does not discharge any liquid process effluent to the environment. Non-processed liquid discharges from the facility include once-through non-contact cooling water, sanitary sewer, stormwater, and groundwater. All of these discharges are monitored based on frequencies and parameters established in the Environmental Protection Program. we have implemented several improvements to the operations over the current license period that enhance the site's environmental performance. Through our Vision in Motion project, which we will detail later in the presentation, we will make further enhancements to our stormwater system. Groundwater is treated through an extensive pump and treat system, which significantly reduces loadings of key contaminants. Recovery rates from the pumping wells have significantly and steadily increased from 2009, the first full year of system operations. As of 2015, the average quantity of water collected daily has increased by more than 100%. Enhancements in recovery volumes are a result of continual improvements to the well maintenance program, improved reliability of wastewater treatment plant operations, and the 2011 pumping well expansion. Since its installation, the pump and treat system has had a positive environmental impact. Physical upgrades to be made during the next license period as part of Vision in Motion will benefit the Environmental Protection Program. These upgrades will include physical works on the stormwater system, the addition of groundwater collection wells at the south end of the facility, source removal of subsurface contamination at the north end of the facility, a reduction in the footprint of the facility around the harbor, and landscaping to enhance flood protection at the facility. Once Vision in Motion is completed, we expect that more than 98% of uranium will be captured by the groundwater management system. As a result of our strong safety and environmental performance, we have demonstrated our ability to operate a safe, clean, and reliable facility within the objective of our licensing basis. Throughout the license period, CNSC staff has completed comprehensive reviews of the CNSC's 14 safety and control areas, and we have received satisfactory ratings in all areas. The performance of our equipment and reliability of our operations have a direct effect on our site's safety performance. We have put great emphasis on our operational reliability program during the license period. One of the fundamentals of this program is our move towards a predictive and preventive maintenance approach. Through this approach, our goal is to ensure equipment is always available to perform its intended design function when called upon to do so. Our corrective action process continues to mature and has become a more effective tool in driving continual improvement. We have a well-established waste management program. During the license period, we have progressed a number of projects to reduce the volume of waste on site. Further, we have also developed robust recycling programs and introduced efficiencies in our processes that have and will continue to significantly decrease future waste generated at the site. We are confident that the site's operating performance over the course of the license period provides a strong basis for our license request. Just as important as this past performance are our plans and commitments for the future. In the upcoming license term, we will undertake a major site cleanup and renewal of the conversion facility known as Vision in Motion. To provide some history, the project was first introduced in late 2002 and called Vision 2010. Cameco conducted an extensive public consultation process throughout the planning stages of this project to ensure community awareness. This project is a unique and timely opportunity made possible by the existence of the PHAI and their construction of a long-term waste management facility, or LTWMF. The Vision in Motion project is an important opportunity to remove legacy waste from our site, make improvements to the conversion facility, and to work with the PHAI and the municipality of Port Hope to improve the waterfront for the enjoyment of the community. We anticipate most aspects of Vision in Motion will occur over a 4 to 5 year period after the LTWMF is open to receive waste. As part of our cleanup program, we routinely undertake activities similar to those that will be carried out during the Vision in Motion project. Within the licensing period, we completed several cleanup projects. As pictured on this slide, we carried out a trial excavation in 2015 to collect data regarding subsurface condition characteristics. The information gathered is being used to help define the excavation approach for the project. Also in the summer of 2015, we demolished 2 buildings on the center pier, which demonstrated our ability to carry out these activities safely. As shown here, we have also successfully removed redundant equipment from underutilized buildings, again demonstrating our ability to execute these activities safely. Through Vision in Motion, we will continue these cleanup activities. Cameco has an allocation of up to 150,000 cubic meters of space in the LTWMF. This will allow us to transport legacy waste to the facility during its limited operating window to receive waste. Utilizing this allocation of space, we will demolish a number of old or underutilized buildings on our main site and the center pier, and remove contaminated soils, building materials, stored waste, and obsolete production equipment. As indicated by the shading on this site map, soil remediation for Vision in Motion is being targeted to specific areas. These excavations and enhancements to our groundwater treatment system will significantly reduce our impact on the environment. The changes being made through the Vision in Motion project will significantly increase public access to the waterfront, which has been a strategic priority for the municipality for many years and identified as a priority through our community engagement. With the center pier becoming publicly accessible following completion of Vision in Motion, as well as a shift in the site's fence line around the turning basin, our footprint will be reduced by 20%. This will create 7 acres of additional waterfront land, which will be returned to the municipality for future development. We will also install flood protection barriers that will provide gamma, noise, and visual shielding. As you can see on this slide, the layout of the site will significantly change following the completion of Vision in Motion and the PHAI's work. Vision in Motion is a significant commitment by Cameco. It allows us to take advantage of the allocated space at the LTWMF, ensure regulatory compliance and approval, and coordinate with community planning objectives. Throughout the development of the project, we have provided the public with information through our community forums, newsletters, website, and displays at the Port Hope Fair. Relevant stakeholders and Indigenous communities identified as being potentially interested in the project were notified of public outreach activities and key milestones during the environmental assessment process. We also worked very closely with elected representatives of the Port Hope Municipal Council to ensure the project was consistent with community planning objectives for waterfront redevelopment. Dialogue, transparency, and community engagement have been key to our Vision in Motion planning. We are excited, proud, and look forward to the outcome. We believe our plan will increase the future viability of the site and also demonstrate our commitment to show responsible care for this community and its future. While I mentioned the extensive consultation and communication process that has been undertaken throughout the Vision in Motion project, we continue to demonstrate we are deeply committed to engaging in transparent dialogue. This commitment extends far beyond the work we do to communicate about one project. Our public information program reflects our desire to foster open dialogue between the company and members of the community. In the future, we will continue to use this approach to engage and garner the support of our community. We have hosted 9 community liaison forums during the license period, welcomed many groups for tours of our facility, and hosted an information display each year at the Port Hope Fair. This face-to-face outreach is complemented by information provided in our community newsletter, which is sent to every mailing address in Port Hope, our community website, and social media presence. We believe our public information program is effective at keeping the public informed of our operations, and we are committed to continually improving this outreach. As an example, we shared more documentation than ever before over the course of this relicensing period. We have developed abbreviated reports to distill very technical information in our licensing documentation, studies, and program overviews. Cameco has retained outside expertise for the past 12 years to not only measure public opinion of the residents of Port Hope, but also the effectiveness of all elements of our public information program. More than 400 Port Hope residents were randomly surveyed about their perception of Cameco's operations in the community. Full reports are posted on our website, and some notable results from 2016's polling indicated that 8 out of 10 Port Hope residents think Cameco makes information about its operation in Port Hope readily available to residents. 89% of Port Hope residents support Cameco's continued operations in Port Hope, and 85% of residents agree that Cameco does everything possible to protect people and the environment. This high level of support is a reflection of the work we do to communicate with the public and reflects that the site's strong, safe performance has earned the support and trust of our key stakeholders. This support also demonstrates the important role our employees continue to play as representatives of our company. Our employees take a leadership role in the community. Many of them run, organize, or volunteer at more than 60 fundraisers or community events we support. We are very proud to support the worthwhile organizations and programs that make this community great. We are requesting a 10-year license term, continued production of UF6 and UO2 at our current limits, and approval of our increased financial guarantees submitted through our preliminary decommissioning plan. We believe we have demonstrated through our performance that we are qualified to carry out the activities permitted under our license. The site's strong operating performance over the course of the license period provides a convincing basis for our license renewal request. We are committed to the protection of the health and safety of our employees and the public, protection of the environment, meeting security requirements, and fulfilling safeguards obligations. Thank you for your time, and we would be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you.